In a week where Donald Trump literally called himself a king, his MAGA allies in Congress have a plan that would make him one. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but really, I'm not. The fundamental principle of democracy is that voters choose their elected leaders, not the other way around. But as my friend Ann Kim, contributing editor at Washington Monthly, describes in this short video that you're about to see, there's a plan in Congress right now that would essentially hand power to Republican officials to choose who their voters are, and at an unprecedented scale. Literally, millions of Americans would get taken out of the voter pool for no reason. There's literally no good argument for this. And so, yes, this video is kind of about voting rights, but make no mistake, this is actually a plan, a stealth plan to give one party and one person a stranglehold on power by letting them decide who their voters are. Take a look.
Do you remember when Donald Trump said this?
You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
Fortunately, things are not this dire yet. But in many states, conservatives and their allies have been working very hard for the past several years to restrict your right to vote. And now Congress is about to follow suit. The result could be that thousands, if not millions of Americans could have trouble casting a ballot in 2026, 2028, and beyond. Trump's lies about a stolen election in 2020 set off a wave of anti-voter legislation. According to the Brennan Center for Justice, states have passed a total of 79 restrictive voting laws in just the past 3 years. For example, in 2024, Louisiana, Indiana, and New Hampshire all passed legislation requiring proof of citizenship when people register to vote. Florida passed a law in 2023 to shut down voter registrations. Iowa shortened the window for mail-in ballots. Texas limited the right to vote early. These changes might sound small or bureaucratic or even common sense, but that is actually the idea, to create just enough hassle to discourage a vote, or to provide an excuse for challenging valid votes and having them thrown out on technicalities. Now, Congress is about to fast-track a bill called the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, or the SAVE Act. It would require documentary proof of citizenship when you register to vote, which means a passport, a birth certificate, or naturalization papers. If you want to mail in a ballot, you'd have to show the same paperwork in person to an election official. Sounds reasonable? It's not, and here's why. First of all, this legislation chases an imaginary problem. A federal law passed in 1996 already makes it illegal for non-citizens to vote. Non-citizens who do face a year of jail time plus deportation. Moreover, non-citizens don't vote. In response to voter fraud claims in 2020, Georgia's Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger ordered a comprehensive audit of the state's voter rolls. He found only about 1,600 potential cases of non-citizen attempts to vote over a period of 25 years, and none of these people were actually allowed to vote. But here's the damage the SAVE Act would do. According to a survey by the Brennan Center and the University of Maryland, more than 21 million Americans, or about 9% of people, don't have documentary proof of citizenship readily available. And that percentage is probably low. According to a 2023 YouGov survey, 52% of Americans don't have a current valid passport. Many Americans don't travel internationally, and in fact, 1/4 of Americans, according to the Pew Research Center, have never left the country. Many people also can't get their hands on their birth certificates. And here's another wrinkle. The name on your birth certificate may not match the name on your current ID. That's certainly the case for many women who've married. In fact, 80% of women change their last names when they marry. So the SAVE Act could make it harder for married women to vote. A healthy democracy encourages everyone to participate. Unfortunately, voter turnout is already quite low. In 2024, just 64% of Americans turned out to vote. But if legislation like the SAVE Act passes, the percentage of Americans who vote will drop lower and lower, and the minority of politicians who've rigged the rules in their favor will continue to tell the rest of us how to live. But you have a choice. Remember, the best way to protect your right to vote is to exercise it. Don't lose that privilege. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.